Hello everyone, I am Shweta Upadhyaya from Srimati R.N. Seth Vidya Mandir School, Andheri East. I have prepared my short film on the concept of environmental conservation and biodiversity. Let us see the video and understand the topic well. Today's topic is environmental conservation and biodiversity. Environmental conservation deals with the protection, preservation and restoration of our environment and management of natural resources. Environmental conservation is needed to protect our natural resources such as forest, water, soils, etc. Teachers and parents should teach the children about it and develop the environmental friendly behavior in them. You know, the most adverse effects of environmental pollution are witnessed by living organisms. Our Mother Earth is embellished with a lot of diversity. It includes innumerable number of plants and animals. You might have noticed that some animals and plants that your grandparents might have mentioned while narrating stories of their childhood actually are not seen today. Do you know who is responsible for this? We humans, directly or indirectly, are majorly responsible for this. Wrath of nature is also responsible for this, but to a much lesser extent. Due to individual and genetic difference among species, diversity among living organisms, and type of ecosystem is seen among living organisms in a particular habitat. This is called biodiversity. Biodiversity can be further classified into three types: genetic diversity, species diversity, ecosystem diversity. Let us discuss each of these types in brief. Genetic diversity. Genetic diversity is the variation among the same species. For an example, variation seen in human beings, the species involved in reproduction have genetic diversity, and if these variations are reduced, then gradually the species will be lost. Species diversity. Species diversity is the variation among the species in a particular unit area. It includes different types of plants, animals, microorganisms, etc. Ecosystem diversity. Each region is made up of several ecosystems. An ecosystem is formed by interaction between living organisms and their physical environment. Every ecosystem has its own composition of plants, animals, microbes, and abiotic components. Thus, we can broadly distinguish ecosystem into two main types, that is, natural ecosystem, man-made ecosystem. For the prosperity of living world, the positive role of human being is important. We can play different roles like of a conservator, that is, a person responsible for the repair and preservation of things of environmental interest, or an organizer, a guide, or let us just be a plant friend to protect and conserve our environment. Have you all heard about the sacred groves? Sacred groves are groves of trees kept reserved under the name of God. These groves are preserved by the society itself and not by the forest department. The places are protected in the name of God. This type of forest is not only confined to the Western Ghat belt, but they spread throughout India. You all know about 13,000 sacred groves are reported throughout India. About 2,820 sacred groves have been documented in the state of Maharashtra. Each of the sacred groves are dedicated to one of the deities. Considering today's scenario or situation, there is lot of emphasis on conservation of biodiversity. Come, let us quickly enlist some of the measures that need to be taken to conserve biodiversity. Protection of rare and endangered species, establishment of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries, declare some of the forest zones as biosphere reserves, launch special projects for the conservation of some species, conservation of plants and animals, follow rules and regulations regarding conservation and protection of biodiversity vigilantly. Record the traditional knowledge. In this chapter, we have discussed about the protection and conservation of our environment. In our society also, several people work together for environmental protection and conservation. Several organizations are also working on this at national and international level. Come, let us name a few of them. Non-governmental organization: Bombay Natural History Society, Mumbai; CPR Environment Group, New Chennai; Gandhi Peace Foundation Environment Cell, Delhi; Chipko Center, Tehri Garhwal; Center for Environment Education, Ahmedabad; Kerala Science Literature Council, Trivandrum; Bharatiya Agro Industries Foundation, Pune; Vikram Sarabhai Community Science Center, Ahmedabad. Let us name about the environmental organization at international level. International Union for Conservation of Nature, GLAD, Switzerland; Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Geneva, Switzerland; United Nations Environment Programme, Nairobi, Kenya; World Wildlife Fund, New York; BirdLife International, Cambridge; Green Climate Fund, Songdo, South Korea. I hope you all have understood this topic very well. Thanks for watching this video.